Congressman Greene, the mayor of New York, Eric Adams, specifically singled you out as a hooligan that's going to cause a problem and that you're dangerous and that you got to back off and go home.
He didn't just single me out, Steve. He threatened me. He called me by name and threatened me. The mayor of New York City, I believe, is a thug.
What's up, everybody? Major Retired Richard Ojeda here, and Marge the Trainwreck Greene calls foul on New York City mayor in an unhinged bout of crazy on Tuesday. The Republican cave woman from Georgia had a lot of competition at her pro-Trump rally a few blocks from where her orange lord and savior was being arraigned on multiple felony counts.
He sent his people here today. They had an organized text alert that went out calling what I would say Antifa to bring their whistles, pots and pans, all kinds of instruments to make all kinds of noise to drown me out and drown others here today that are protesting and here supporting President Trump.
Not only did Marge get run out of town by New York Congressman Jamal Bowman, but the crowd was blowing whistles that pushed her over the edge. Not too long ago, she was interrupted at a D.C. jail by protesters blowing whistles.
And we have to return freedom and due process rights to these pre-trial January 6th defendants. And as you can see, there's paid protesters here today.
She managed to make it through her rehearsed speech, but you could tell that it got to her. She called them paid protesters sent to do the work of evil. She was spitting out the same accusations today, but she couldn't have been further from the truth. A local man was handing out whistles to the crowd at the pro-Trump group of jackaloons. Marge thought that they were whistling, that it meant that it was trying to drown her out.
The mayor of New York City, Mayor Adams, owes me an apology. I'm an elected member of Congress. I represent hundreds of thousands of people from Northwest Georgia, but I also represent Americans all over the country that support Make America Great Again and support President Trump.
With her ears still ringing, she went on a misguided rant to slimy Steve Bannon, talking about it was a dog whistle to the radical left here in New York City, and the mayor sent them. I fully believe that, and that's how I feel. He should have never done that. You know, a mayor of the city is to welcome members of Congress and to make sure that we feel safe. Bannon poked the bear and said, Congressman Greene, the mayor of New York, Eric Adams, specifically singled you out as a hooligan.
You're accusing the mayor of actually helping to organize a counter-protest to drown out your voice, ma'am?
Yes, he called me out by name. He called me out by name and threatened me. He warned me, and I've never broken a law in my life. I've never committed violence. Everyone knows this. But by doing what he did, it was a dog whistle. It was a dog whistle to the radical left here in New York City. And he sent them. And I fully believe that, and that's how I feel. He should have never done that. You know, a mayor of a city is to welcome members of Congress and to make sure that they're safe. They do not warn them and do not treat them the way that he treated me. He threatened me, and I believe it was a dog whistle to the radical left here in New York City, sending them here to our peaceful protest where we're gathering here in this park in front of the courthouse in this unprecedented, unconstitutional witch hunt against Donald J. Trump. And that's what the mayor of New York did to me.
He didn't just single me out. He threatened me. He called me by name and threatened me. Taylor Greene's allegations are ludicrous. No one sent Antifa to disrupt your bullhorn assault. Marge said outside the D.C. jail that the protesters could blow all they wanted, but she would not be deterred. No one owes you their attention, Marge. Who thinks that we will be hearing whistles every time she speaks in public from now on? Marge is a pathetic excuse for a human being. She is a stain on our democracy, and the whistles just highlight her stupidity. The mayor of New York didn't send Antifa to blow whistles at you. She's lucky that New Yorkers didn't do to her like they did the Proud Boys a couple weeks ago, and that's a fact. Sappers clear the way, airborne all the way.